This podcast contains explicit and politically incorrect content.
Welcome to Tales of a New York Limo Driver, Sex, Excess, and Stupidity on Four Wheels, based on the best-selling book by Nikki Testaforti. Come along for over 100 stories that range from idiotic to friggin' unbelievable. Buckle up, kids, and enjoy the ride. Now, please come out on time. If you schedule a pickup for a specific time, get your ass out within a reasonable amount of time. Don't come out 30, 40 minutes later. Wouldn't you think it rude and unprofessional if a candidate you're interviewing showed up that late? Respect our time. We may have another job scheduled right after we drop you off. If you're late, we lose the run. No run, no money. Got it? He can't spell or we're good spellers. The Westchester County Department of Transportation is in the process of replacing road signs on major highways throughout the county. On the eastbound Cross County Parkway in Yonkers, there are 2 signs for the Kimball Avenue exit. Only 1 sign has been replaced so far. Old sign for Kimball Avenue was spelled with 2 L's. The new sign was spelled with 1 L. How many people do you figure were involved in that process? From the project coordinator to the sign maker to the crew of installers. Each one failed to notice the typo. Civil service mediocrity rules. 3 strikes. I'm pulling into a parking space at JFK's American Airlines terminal, and a guy flags me down and asks if I'm with a certain limo company. It's not hard to figure that one out because all the cars have license plates with the company name and a 2 to 3 digit number after it, which signifies the car number. He tells me he's been waiting for over a half hour for one of our drivers to pick him up curbside. Apparently, he saw me pass by on the way into the lot and ran over with his luggage to chase me down. I called dispatch to locate his driver, and they told me they had no record of his reservation. I told the client, and I could see steam starting to build up inside his head, like a cartoon character. As he said, I booked this friggin' trip over a week ago. I then asked dispatch if they had any cars in the area, otherwise I would take both clients home. Their response? No, we don't do that. The dispatcher told me to have the client call to set something up. Then they hung up on me. They do that a lot. I'm bookended by rude people on both sides of me. The client called reservations, and they bounced them back to dispatch, who told them your driver has been circling. Go look for one of our stretches. Told the client that I had some time, so I'd be more than willing to walk back with him in an attempt to locate Magellan. After about 2 minutes of waiting at the curb, Magellan comes cruising around the corner and I flag him down. He gets out and I ask him where he's been. He says, I've been circling, I never saw the guy. My gut told me he was late getting to the airport, so he lied to the dispatchers about circling when he wasn't anywhere near the place. The client then told me that he was going to lodge a complaint with the owner about the shoddy service he encountered and switch to another company. I gave him my card and convinced him to request me for subsequent trips so that this fiasco would never happen to him again. I retained yet another customer for these assholes and got nothing in return. Why do I even bother? I had the same guy about a month later, and he told me that after he lodged the complaint with the owner and told him the story, the owner just said, "Oh, well, that shouldn't have happened. No free trip, no discount, and especially no, I'm sorry, sir." Very nice. Whatever happened to doing whatever it takes to make the client happy? The Ritz-Carlton hotels have a list of 20 basics that each employee from the janitor to the CEO adhere to. Never lose a guest. Each employee has $2,000 at their disposal. No questions asked, to do whatever it takes to resolve any issues the guests may have. Their creed. We are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. Could you imagine if every service organization and its staff acted like that? More stupid driver stories. A client from out of town had a pickup scheduled at a conference center on Long Island to take him to a meeting in New Jersey. He gets in the car and tells the driver that he has to go to Princeton, New Jersey. The driver says, "Where's Jersey?" A gentleman who must have gotten the same geographically challenged driver gets in the car with his wife and has to make 2 stops. He tells the driver that the first stop is 96th and Park. He gets there okay. Then the client tells the driver that the next stop is the World Trade Center. The driver says, I don't know where that is. Client says there are 2 really fucking tall buildings downtown. Find them. A woman gets into a car waiting to take her to JFK. She immediately gets to work on her laptop and never looks up. The driver starts on his way and makes it to the airport before the client looks up and realizes that she's pulling into Newark. She asked to see the run sheet and verified that the trip was in fact supposed to take her to JFK. Obviously, she never made the flight. A man who usually took the train back and forth into the city had an operation that limited his mobility. He calls a car service to take him home to Cobb, Connecticut at exit 4 on Interstate 95. The driver shows up, the client gets in and says, "You know where the Cobb Railroad Station is?" "Yes, sir, I do." The driver says. The client falls asleep and wakes up just as they are, passing his exit. The client says, "Hey, where are going? You passed the exit." The driver says, "No, I didn't." "Yes, you did. Cobb Station is at exit 4. Okay, fine then, I'll take you to exit 4. A new driver has to go over to Teterboro Airport to meet a client coming in on a private jet. The client was originally scheduled on a commercial flight, but his boss found out that it was his son's birthday, so he let him come home early on the company jet. The driver picks him up and proceeds down Route 46 and goes over to George Washington Bridge. It's 4:30 p.m. and the driver is headed onto the Cross Bronx Expressway. For those who aren't versed in that splendid stretch of paradise, the chances are very good that you'll get stuck in traffic and witness at least one accident. The client sees this and says, "Driver, where are you going?" The driver looks down at the run sheet and says, Sir, I'm taking you to..." The client cuts him off saying, "No, you're not taking me on the Cross Bronx, are you?" The driver says, "This is the only way I know." The client got home 2 hours later, and his son was already fast asleep in bed. I don't get it. Can somebody please explain why almost every limo, Uber, and Lyft has a box of tissues on the back deck? It ranges from a crumpled box of Kleenex to the ornate metal boxes, usually accompanied by a matching crown-shaped decanter of stench festooned on the dashboard next to the plastic Jesus. Do limos cause sneezing fits? Maybe it's a reaction to the stench. A vicious cycle going on there. Only once in my experience has someone asked for a tissue and they could find them stowed away in the rear seat center armrest. How about this? As your level of skill, consciousness, and lack of fear increases, so should your ability to utilize the lane to your left. Very simple. For those of us who do this for a living and remain focused on the task at hand, we get to play in the left lane, while those of you who suck at driving, are scared of the people around you, or are playing out to lunch, stay to the right, or just stay the fuck home. If you want to act unconsciously, then bring a blanket and pillow with you and find a fucking place to sleep while the rest of us get shit done. Better yet, just stay home and get the hell out of our way. For you office dwellers, I'll put it in terms you can relate to. You're rushing down a narrow hallway, arms full of meaningless documents, late for another mindless meeting in the conference room, when you come upon Jeff and his mail cart blocking your route, all because he's busy holding court with the top-heavy admin from down the hall. You get pissed too, right? Also, if you own a nice car and drive like shit, you forfeit the vehicle on the grounds that you are ill-equipped and don't deserve nice things. All in favor, say aye. Okay? It's unanimous. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned. Boo-hoo, you're wet. I'm dispatched to the Mark Hotel at 77th and Madison to pick up a client and his wife on a cold, rainy Wednesday. I pull up, confirm with dispatch that I'm on location, and let the doorman know that I'm here for a 7 p.m. pickup. He checks the room listings and comes up dry. He tells me to sit tight as there are a few private parties that are breaking up shortly. As I'm waiting, dispatch starts screaming over the radio. "Where are you?" I Tell him again that I'm at the mark, just as I was instructed. No, hurry up and get down to the corner of 21st and 7th. They're waiting for you. There's a big friggin' difference between Madison and 77th and 21st and 7th. I get down there and the rain is coming down in buckets. It should be noted that the idiots didn't specify which corner the clients would be located on. Going counterclockwise, there was an apartment building, another building under construction, a parking garage, and an all-night grocery at each corner of the block. I waited in front of the apartment and called dispatch to tell them I'd arrived, but saw no sign of the clients. They're there. Look for them, he says. I spin my head around like Linda Blair in The Exorcist and still see nobody. All of a sudden, racing up on my left rear, I see two people running with newspapers over their heads. I figure it's them, so I unlock the doors. But where the hell were you? And what took you so long, says the type A male. Before I could even get my mouth open to utter a sound, the bitchy female says, how dare you keep us waiting like this? This is no weather to be out in. You should be ashamed. Not me. I could fucking care less. And please don't get the seats wet. I inform them about the original pickup location, and the bitchy female says, what is wrong with you people? We called that change in over 2 hours ago. Oh boy, here we go. You people, that's one of the high and mighty's top 10 utterances to those of us whom they deem lower. My satisfaction came in seeing her in the rear view with soaked hair and clothes. I should have turned up the AC so she'd get fucking pneumonia. I was also tempted to ask them if they felt that this was no weather to be out in. Did that mean that they gave heavily to homeless shelters and related charities? Doubt it. So then type A says, do you know where the Greenwich train station is? Yes, sir. I get up there, and as they are getting out, the female says, we are never ever going to use your service again. Fine by me. Learn to take the train home and stop being so fucking dramatic. There are worse injustices in the world. But this one doesn't even register. PIP. And while we're on the subject of rain, here's one that fries the hell out of me. Precipitation-induced psychosis. PIP usually affects the vehicularly challenged set. We're talking anywhere from humidity to a house floating flood. Side effects that affect every single person in their vicinity include traffic congestion, sluggish speeds, spinouts, and overturned vehicles, which creates more fucking congestion, sluggish speeds, and causes everybody else to stop and look. Pardon the pun, rinse and repeat. Am I right? Please stop the madness and go see a fucking shrink, will ya? How'd you like those stories? If you did, please comment, subscribe, and spread the word. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, take care and have a good one.
This podcast is a production of Testa40 Studios, and no content may be repurposed without express written consent.